Hey, folks, it's Mark Arum. I hope you're enjoying the Mark Arum Show podcast. A reminder, you can hear this very radio show live Monday through Friday. We're live 6 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk. Happy New Year, one and all. Yes, the gang and the bananas all back here in 2020, our first Mark Arum show of the new year. I am a little under the weather. I caught my annual cold on vacation. My body clock it shuts down when I sleep normal human hours, and my body doesn't do so. It just gives me a cold. But I'm on the recovery mode. Everybody is here today. We got a fun show. We got so much to talk about. I've been off so long. I want to discuss the big breaking news. Do I have the breaking news sound there, Longoria? This is personal breaking news from me. You might have seen it over social media over the holidays when I was off for 2 weeks. I promise, Deb Green, it is breaking news. There we go.
Where is Hector?
I got engaged to my girlfriend, now fiance, Maya. I will tell you that story in the second hour of the show. By the way, did you know this, Deb Green? If you're talking about a male fiance, it's one E, and a female, it's two E's.
I did know that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I think every girl knows that.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes.
So that'll come up in the second hour. I'll tell you the story, Longoria. Longoria's been bugging me for like a week now, texting me. Tell me how you did it. Tell me how you did it. I got to know. I'm a romantic at heart. All this stuff. So I'll tell you next hour. Lil Sanjay will join us next hour with Would You Rather. Please stay with us because this morning traffic was unbelievably light. But I just looked at the Triple Team Traffic Alerts app, and it is awful out there. So major delays on 75 on both sides of town. We got a flood warning in effect. The wet stuff will continue tomorrow morning. So Atlanta's Morning News with Scott Slade will have you covered starting at 4:30 a.m. I want to start off the show, surprisingly, talking about food. We know, Chuck, I'm a big Uber Eats guy. I mean, I actually got the new Platinum package. Did you ever heard about this?
No.
It's like you pay like a yearly fee, and you don't have to pay delivery fees anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
That's actually pretty good.
Really
If
good.
you order as much as you do.
Exactly right. Like I paid for it in a week. The only rub is it only works in the metro Atlanta area. So when I was driving up to Connecticut, I stopped in Virginia and got Uber Eats, and it was like, oh, your Platinum Pass doesn't work here, jackwagon. But I mean, it was fine. It was fine.
Well, you're rarely not around
Exactly.
town, yeah.
It was fine. It's just such a lifesaver for me for food consumption. Uber Eats is, and there's others. There's DoorDash and Grubhub, and the Charlie Thomas family. You guys aren't really into it though, right?
No, I don't think I've ever used it once.
What about you, Longoria, with the two girls? Sometimes dinner might be tough. I can't hear you, no. All right, never mind. He says, he gives me the thumb. We can't hear Longoria for some reason. Deb Green, you're married. Do you ever use the
I do not, but if I'm going out to a show or something, my husband will probably order something. Makes it a little bit easier for him.
It does.
Yeah.
It can be pricey. That's why I get the Platinum Pass, so I don't have to pay the delivery fees and the tips and everything. But it's been a lifesaver, especially with my schedule. I just work weird hours, and sometimes I don't have time to make food or stop and get food, so I get it delivered.
24/7 delivery, is that?
So, yeah.
Depending on who you're ordering from,
Well, believe me, I've tried to order food at 4 a.m. here
in the
many
morning,
times.
right? Yeah.
And it's usually limited to Crystal.
Okay.
Because it's open 24/7, or the Landmark Diner in Buckhead.
Okay.
So there's limited.
All right, depends on the restaurant.
At 3 or 4 in the morning, there's limited options. But here's why I want to talk about this. Apparently, kids in school are now using Uber Eats for their lunch.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And a DeKalb County school has started confiscating food that they order that's delivered to the school.
Why?
I don't know the real reason. Deb, you found the story for me?
I did. It didn't really give anything more other than they're kind of worried about having a bunch of randos coming to the
Strangers
school.
come to the
There's
school.
more security and things like that. That was the big question there.
But it reminds me about the old classic movie, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Do you remember that movie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Buford, Longoria, I'm going to play some audio here, okay, buddy? This is the scene from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Whoa, easy. Calm down, lady. Easy. This is the...
Whoa, what are you doing?
Whoa. Stop the clock. All right, here we go. This is...
In 1904,
Fast Times at Ridgemont
the
High.
United States decided to throw a little weight around and, who is it?
Pete's the guy. Order the double cheese and sausage. Right here, dude. Here, dude.
Am I hallucinating here? Just what in the hell do you think you're doing?
Learning about Cuba, having some food.
Mr. Spicoli, you're on dangerous ground here. You're causing a major disturbance on my time.
I've been thinking about this, Mr. Hand. If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time? Certainly there's nothing wrong with a little feast on our time.
You're absolutely right, Mr. Spicoli. It is our time. Yours, mine, and everyone else's in this room. But it is my class. Hamilton, Brandt, Kornfeld, up front. Mr. Spicoli has been kind enough to bring us a stack. Be my guest.
Hamilton,
help yourselves.
Brandt.
Get a good one.
I just love that scene from Fast Times at Ridgemont High when Spicoli, I never realized that was one of the names. Spicoli, the burnout, orders pizza to the classroom, and Mr. Hand loses it. So anytime I think of food delivery, I think of that scene. But here's what I don't know, because I don't have kids in the school system. Is that a commonplace thing? Like, oh, Longoria's wife forgot to pack lunch for Longoria's kids, let's say, and they don't have money for the school lunch. Can Mrs. Longoria, then order them chicken nuggets to get, is it a fail-safe? Is it something that is commonplace that kids would order?
I feel like if this is happening in high school,
yeah.
And we had off-campus, we were allowed to leave. So study hall and lunch, we all
Free
just
reign.
left.
Yeah.
If you didn't have a car, you didn't know somebody that drove if you were eating in school. But so I imagine they're high school kids and they just don't want the pizza that's in the cafeteria, and they're not packing their own lunch at that point, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the situation is, if this is commonplace, using food delivery in schools. What is the situation now? And thinking about in my school was so strict about certain things. Like, you could not wear a hat in school. Like, there was no, you were not allowed to wear hats. Like, it was pretty strict. I can't imagine that Mr. McGowan, the vice principal, would have allowed food delivery through
we can't take I can't bring fast food for my girl for lunch.
For health reasons?
Like if you showed up
like-
with her for
Yeah,
for
like I
food?
can't bring McDonald's or something like that. Like,
What if you bring fettuccine Alfredo?
well,
is it just
I guess
fast
it's not
food?
fast. Yeah, I'm
All right.
assuming it's fast food.
No
Just because
fast
all the
food.
other kids are not going to be able to have what she's having.
All right. Your thoughts on this story? This DeKalb County school confiscating food ordered by kids on Uber Eats. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. As we continue on our first program of 2020. So, Longoria, I know your kids they're young and they don't have the Uber. They don't even have smartphones. They can't order.
No, they
Uber
don't.
Eats.
No.
But why does the school say you can't bring in fast food? That's interesting. To
I'm
me.
assuming because like then all the other kids are going to want whatever you brought, chicken nuggets and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah.
And it's probably not the healthiest, and they don't want to start a thing, I guess.
See,
So-
that's why I thought that this DeKalb County school might have done it. Be like, oh, we don't want the kids that can afford Uber Eats to get Uber Eats, and the kids that are on like free or reduced lunch to get jealous. But no, it's to them, according to the story, they're worried about random delivery guys and gals showing up at the school, and what a hassle that might be, and put extra pressure on the school security.
Yeah, because you have to ring a doorbell to even get in.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And they look at your, video. and all
I do
that.
enough school visits, being a pillar of the community that I am. I'm often requested to go speak at elementary schools and middle schools, and it's not. Back in my day, you just opened the door.
Oh, yeah, you just walked in.
You can walk right to the classroom. Now there's like 3 levels of security got to get in. So maybe it's just a manpower issue. But your thoughts on that? 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Eric is in Smyrna. Eric, welcome to the Mark Arum Show.
Hey, Mark.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, I'm an Uber Eats driver, and I've delivered to kids at high school, and I'm not going to know if it's a kid or a teacher. So I bring the food in. Usually it's teachers 99% of the time, but I have delivered to kids at a couple of schools, and I give it to them or I'll leave it with the secretary up front.
Yeah, my fiance is a teacher, and if she forgets her lunch or something, she will order Uber Eats through the school, and it's not a problem. Have you ever been turned away by a school, by school security or anything?
No, never.
Let me ask you this question. This is separate from but I got you on the phone. So now on Uber Eats, when I order, it gives me the tip front option, right? Like you can tip before the delivery, which I don't like to do. Like I like to tip.
I don't expect you to.
Yeah,
I don't
like
want
to
anyone
tip.
to tip me until I give them the food.
That's what I thought. It's like a hassle to not do that because listen, I want to tip after the delivery. But if you see that I order and don't pre-tip, do you like go slower to my house, or does it not impact?
Oh God, no, because I'm hustling.
Okay, good. All right, I was worried about that because I'm a big tipper and I'm going to give a big tip, but I'm going to give a big tip after I get my food. I don't want to tip before the food gets there.
Most definitely, that's the way to do it.
All
I want you to tip afterwards and decide it's up to you. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, you'll always get a tip from me, Eric.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, buddy. Andrew's in Gainesville. Andrew, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hello, Andrew.
How y'all doing today?
Excellent. What's going on, buddy?
Well, when I was in high school, which is only about 5 years ago, I used to have my grandfather bring me, it's not Uber Eats, but I used to have him bring me fish on Fridays. Bring me a nice big old fish plate. And it was the best thing ever.
Wait, hold on. Why? 'Cause, Fish Fry Fridays, is that the deal? Like,
Pretty much.
yeah. And what did he buy it? Did he cook it? Did he make it? Where was he getting this fish from?
He bought it from the town fish house that we had.
Oh, very cool. And this was allowed. That your grandpappy was allowed to drop off the fish fry.
Initially,
what happened?
well, I got pulled in by the lunch ladies, and they told me I couldn't do it anymore.
You were taking their business?
Right. I actually got really mad about it because I really enjoyed my fish fry. I didn't want to eat the square cardboard pizza anymore,
Yeah.
at least on Fridays. But I actually got pulled into the office because I made a deal about it, and they wouldn't give me a reason why. They wouldn't give me a reason why I couldn't have outside food in. I made the point of, people can bring their lunch boxes in, so
Sure.
what's the difference? It doesn't have any labels on it. It was just in a to-go box.
Yeah. What was it,
what's
fish
the-
and chips? What were the side dishes? I'm very curious about what your grandpappy brought in.
Coleslaw,
Ooh, all
mayonnaise
right.
coleslaw,
Yeah.
and hush puppies.
Hush. Oh, man. See, that kitchen lady thing is a big union racket. It's the Teamsters. They don't want to mess around.
That's what it is.
The Teamsters. Uber Eats food being confiscated by a DeKalb County school when kids order it. I can't believe this is a thing in 2020, but it is. Your thoughts and any experiences you might have with this situation. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. And here's something. Give me a strange rule that your school had when you were a kid. For me, no hats, never. Couldn't wear them. 404-872-0750. It's the Mark Arum Show on WSB. Traffic bad now. Better believe it'll be bad tomorrow with the wet weather. Triple team traffic with myself, Mark McKay, Smiling Mark McKay, and Ashley Frasca on Atlanta's Morning News with Scott Slade, discussing this story out of a DeKalb County school. Deb Green, we're talking about a high school on this. Do you know?
Yeah, it was a high school.
It was a high school. They are confiscating food that's being delivered to the children via Uber Eats. Your thoughts on that, and what should be the policy? I think the kids should know up front if they're going to confiscate the food, it should be in the school charter or whatever. Like, no food deliveries, so the kids...
I mean, if the teachers are getting it, I'm like, come on. The teachers should have to eat in the cafeteria too, right?
Yeah. I liked cafeteria food. I was lucky. I always had great cafeterias. When I was a kid, I won't bore you with a long story, but in third grade, I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and threw up. And I've never had peanut butter and jelly since. And that was like a staple in the cafeteria menu. And the lady, Mrs. Susie, who ran the cafeteria, anytime that peanut butter and jelly was on the menu, she'd make me something else, like a ham and cheese sandwich or a tuna fish sandwich. That was very sweet of her, Mrs. Susie. But I always had good experiences with the cafeteria food. Carla is in McDonough. Carla, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hello,
How
Carla.
are you?
Excellent. What's going on?
I wanted to call because I teach at a middle school, and we have several students on our team that get food delivered. I don't know if their parent orders it or if the kids order it, but they get food from outside restaurants probably 2 or 3 times a week.
So it's a thing that happens with frequency.
Yes, and then we also have parents that will go and pick up food and come and eat with their child, or even if they don't stay to eat, they'll bring the food and drop it off at the office. So we just have an email. The secretary keeps it up front, and she sends out an email. These kids have things in the front office they need to come pick up. That way it's the kids' responsibility to come get it, and it doesn't require a whole lot of manpower.
Does it distract or detract from the children's learning, this whole rigmarole of picking up the food in the front office, et cetera?
Our team, we go to lunch right after a class change, so it doesn't interfere too much with us because they're only in the room for about 5 minutes before we go eat. However, if there was a lot of time, I could see it might be distracting with kids wanting to check their phone and see if their food's here yet.
That's
because they're
point.
not supposed to have the phone in the room with them.
Yeah.
And they're not supposed to be on it during the day. But
What do you think about the school
anyway.
confiscating the food, though? Is that appropriate?
I don't think so,
Yeah.
but I wasn't the one who made the decision. They may have had other factors that came into play.
I
do
think
know,
if it was a problem, you send out a memo, right? There's still memos in school, and send out a memo and say, listen, food deliveries are not allowed anymore. Stop it, or your food will be confiscated.
I agree with you that they should be told before they started confiscating.
The
That
kids,
is
the kids whose
definitely-
parents come and eat lunch with them, do they get beat up more frequently than the other kids?
No.
No.
No, we have. Matter of fact, when they come and they bring the outside food, a lot of the friends are like, "Can I go eat with them?" Because they have the parents don't get to sit at the regular table because you don't want parents interacting when you can't oversee and you don't know what's being said and that kind of thing. So if somebody comes to eat with their child, they have a separate area where they go sit, and a lot of the kids want to go eat over there with them because hey, they've got food that looks pretty good.
I'm just thinking if I was in middle school and my mom showed up with a bologna sandwich, I would have been beaten up straight after seventh period. Like you ate with your mom, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, but they're not coming with bologna sandwiches. They're coming with
Yeah, they're
food.
coming with Chick-fil-A, Shane's, all kinds of stuff. So
all right.
they got the good food.
Our
cafeteria
go ahead,
is
Carla.
pretty good.
Yeah, well, it's so funny when I go talk at these schools. Like I want to stay for lunch, and they've never invite me. Like. Oh, square pizza and corn. Let me have some of that. They won't do it. Carla, thank you for doing God's work, being an educator. I really appreciate it.
You're quite welcome, and congratulations on your engagement.
Thank you. Oh, thanks for reminding me. 1 hour from now, I will tell you about said engagement over Christmas break. More on this Uber Eats delivery story due to DeKalb County High School. The food being confiscated. Your thoughts on that, and what was a crazy rule that you had in your school when you were a kid? 404-872-0750 on Twitter and Instagram at Mark Arum. This is The Mark Arum Show.
The Mark Arum Show, brought to you by Engineered Solutions of Georgia.
Hey, this is Rosie Perez, and you're listening to The Mark Arum Show.
Nothing like coming back to start the new year with breaking news in Baghdad and here locally. Flash flood warning. Chris Chandler with the very latest there. Stay with WSB throughout the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning with Atlanta's Morning News with Scott Slade. The very latest on what's going to be a wet, cruddy rush hour. It's the Mark Arum Show, first one of 2020. Coming up next hour, Lil Sanjay with Would You Rather. I want to hear what all the bananas did over the Christmas and New Year's break. I'll tell you about my engagement. I did miss you guys, though. I'm looking at you as I say this, Deb Green.
Okay.
I missed you guys. Thanks to all the...
I don't think anyone believes that.
Who filled in for me. I do. I really do. I really did.
I got to fill in one night with Tim.
Did you? How'd that
Yeah,
go?
it was fun.
Fine.
Yeah.
Good.
Pass the time.
Not as fun as this.
It's not as fun. People ask me, like, who's filling in for you? I'm like, I don't care.
Yep.
I don't care who fills in for me. So I'm glad that
Do ya?
people... one person.
Yeah, one
Okay,
person
all
you
right.
That's
care
the
about.
only thing. But everyone else, have fun. Have fun on the Mark Arum Show. Kids in DeKalb County, one high school in particular, not having fun. They ordered Uber Eats food delivery to their school, and the food got confiscated. DeKalb school saying, this particular school saying it's a distraction. Imagine if all 1,200 kids ordered Uber Eats at the same time, and they go out in the middle of class and pick up the food. And there's concern that, you don't want a bunch of random people, the Uber Eats delivery drivers, who I've had nothing but fond experiences with, coming into the school. It's tough to get into schools in 2020. Your thoughts on that? And what's a crazy rule that you had in your school growing up? My mom, via the Piccadilly text line, said they were not allowed to wear sneakers in middle school. Can you imagine that?
Really?
What?
Yeah, I mean, well, this was like the sock hop days, I guess. Girls wore, like...
Saddle shoes.
Saddle shoes,
Yeah.
exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
The hell are saddle
Longoria was
shoes?
wearing penny loafers and all that stuff. So did you have any crazy rules in
No, it was
Texas?
pretty much the same thing. No caps. Like you
Yeah.
couldn't wear caps. You couldn't wear anything like
There's no way, if cell phones were a thing, there's no way cell phones would have been allowed.
Oh, I don't think so.
What about in Whitefish, Montana, in the one-room schoolhouse that Low T occupied for 12 years, K through 12?
Same as you. You couldn't wear a ball cap in the building. You had to take it off when you walked in.
Yeah.
The other one was girls always had to stand with their arms. Their shorts couldn't be shorter than their arms hung. So they would have to stand
But
up,
they
put
could
their
have
arms
shorts.
down. Yeah, they could, if their shorts were longer than their fingertips, then they were okay. But if they were short,
Were you
to the
allowed
office and had to go home.
That's interesting. I'm assuming,
So weird.
not to prejudge, but were there any Montana legs that you wanted to see?
How would I know?
short
They all
shorts?
stayed bundled up
Yeah.
and in pants the whole time.
Bundled up.
Were you allowed to wear? Were you allowed to skin an elk in class? Were you allowed to do that? Was that
I mean, I
permitted?
did. So for science class, we did get to do some weird stuff with
Yeah.
animals. Yeah.
All right, Deb Green in Wisconsin. Any strange rules? And
All the guys could wear hats in my school, so I don't know
We're
what's
all
going on in your
farmers.
school. We could not park tractors at school. I swear to God.
Really?
Because you don't need a driver's license to drive a tractor. So
Yeah.
if you weren't old enough to drive,
You would
it was
drive the
not
tractor.
uncommon to take your tractor to school.
That's
But it takes up
hilarious.
so much room in the parking lot. They're like, no leaving your tractors at school.
that's funny.
Horses. I forgot that one. You couldn't bring horses.
You
to
couldn't
school.
ride your horse to school, tied up on the bike
Yeah,
rack or whatever.
the guy that had the farm right next to the football field, he
Yeah.
would let you tie up there.
Oh, okay.
But you couldn't bring him into the parking lot and tie him up. That was a legit thing.
Oh, I kind of wish I grew up like Chuck. Back to the phones. Marco is in Lilburn. Marco, Happy New Year, my friend. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, Happy New Year, too. Yeah, and congratulations.
Thank you.
On your new, so now you can also say you have a hot Asian wife.
Yeah, we're going to be in the Hot Asian Wife Club. I'm very excited
There
for
you
this,
go.
Marco.
I'm there. That was funny. You can't bring your tractor to school. That was,
What about when you grew up in Florida, right? Florida was that your
yeah, Homestead, Florida. Yeah.
homestead. Any
In
strange
Miami.
rule? I mean, Florida's just a strange state in general, but did you have any strange
Yeah.
rules in your school?
Not that I remember, no, because I remember people were in there with pocket knives. I mean, this was 86, 87, so
Yeah.
nobody really, and people knew they had knives in their hands.
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything.
There was a period in high school where, there was one kid in my school that used to buy stolen stuff in New York City. You ever
Did
ever
he
one
buy
of those?
it, or was he stealing it?
Well, he said he was an Italian fella, and he said his uncle in Little Italy would get the stolen stuff, and he'd bring it, and it would be a variety of things like records or like just stuff that teenagers would buy. And one day he came back, like one Monday, he would go to New York every weekend, see his uncle, and bring back this stolen loot that fell off the back of a truck. And one day he brought back a box of switchblade knives. Like 100
real
of them.
ones?
Yeah.
Wow.
And he sold them. So there was I think it was sophomore year, like every kid in
Everyone.
school, every dude had a switchblade knife, and no one said anything about it. And we also, kids would come in with shotgun racks, like shotguns in
Oh
there.
yeah. They finally told us that we couldn't carry them in the racks in the windows.
Yeah.
If you had one, it had to be under the seat. They didn't
Yeah.
want them just out on display.
Well, we're not animals. You got to
Yeah,
put it
yeah,
Come
you gotta
on,
be
put it on the
responsible.
seat. Gus is in Ackworth. Gus, welcome to the Mark Arum Show.
Hey, thank you, Mark. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you, buddy.
You're a very lucky man.
Appreciate it, bud.
Hey, so when I was in high school, I mean, a lot of kids would skip just to go get lunches, and they had a police officer that consistently, I was in Cobb County, they consistently were riding around trying to catch everybody that would skip to go grab lunches for everyone else. So I would think that this would be so much better to have Uber Eats bringing them food
Instead of
versus
going
having
out.
kids endangering themselves to go out there and possibly get into some sort of, accident or just skip school
Yeah,
overall.
I understand the argument on both sides because, again, it could become a hassle for the front office having to deal with all this. I grew up in a very food insecure neighborhood. My high school, there was nothing where you could go out and run and get something. Like the closest Burger King was like 4 miles away, so no one ever left. Not that we were allowed to, but you couldn't do that. I was allowed to. People were allowed to smoke in my school. No hats, but you could get a smoking pass. How crazy is that? More of your calls when we come back. 404-872-0750. This is the Mark Arum Show on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk. Welcome back to the show. 651, 46 degrees on Peachtree Street. Let's call this a 3 on the Mark Arum Show back sweat meter. Ding! By the way, I just ordered 2 bells on Amazon because someone stole the Mark Arum Show back sweat meter bell.
I did go looking for the bell because there was nobody here over Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, good. I can kind of look around where I'm not supposed to. Could not find it.
Yeah, that's okay. I ordered 2, Longoria. I'm going to
Okay.
keep one here in the studio. You keep one locked up. So in case...
I have a locker back here. You can lock
Exactly
it up.
right. In
with a
case
key.
someone steals it, we can do that. Talking about this story out of DeKalb County. DeKalb County High School confiscated kids' food. Like the headline is pretty stark. Not food that they brought in a brown paper bag or food they bought in the cafeteria, but food they purchased via Uber Eats. And it's causing quite a controversy. The school and some parents are saying it's a safety issue and a logistical issue. If you have 1,200 kids and they all order Uber Eats and they all come to, picture the typical front office lady at a school or guy. It's 2020. But when I was in school, it was always, this nice, sweet, gray-haired woman. That Chuck shaking your head? You did not?
Lord, no. That lady was scary.
Really?
Oh, you didn't want to go through the front door and have to deal with her.
So remember Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Oh, yeah.
His secretary that kept the
Yeah.
pencils in her
Oh,
hair?
yeah.
Mine were all like that, except older.
Really?
And grayer. Yeah, they were the sweetest old ladies. Who are you coming to see? Okay.
No.
Imagine 1,200 Uber Eats drivers getting bombarding that sweet old lady at the front desk. So I can get it, but I also love Uber Eats, and I love ordering food. And let's say I'm allergic to peanut butter and jelly, and I didn't bring something. What are you going to do if that's the only offer? from the cafeteria, Uber Eats would be a thing. If it's going to be a rule, though, it should be stated the kids shouldn't have lost food because of this that they paid for. If you're going to make it a rule, make it a rule. And what's a crazy rule you had when you were a kid in school? Laura joins us on the Mark Arum Show. Hello, Laura.
Hey, guys.
What's going on, buddy?
I have a funny Uber Eats kids confiscation story.
Please tell me.
For you guys. So my kid went to one of these like wellness sports camps where like you learn how to be healthy and eat right and do exercise. And so first day, you know, they have like a lunch with like, you know, lettuce wraps and, you know, what is it? Like cucumbers.
Healthy
and
stuff,
and
yeah.
So, yeah. So she comes home and she's all complaining and, you know, she's asking me for money. And I go, okay, no problem. Goes to school the next day. Apparently her and 5 other kids decide to pool their money and order Uber Eats to come to like, the facility.
Okay.
And collectively spend $100 on Burger King.
Oh, wow. How many kids was that?
It was like 10 kids. And so of
$10
course,
a
they
pop
all
at
get-
Burger King. Wow.
They all get busted. They put a couple orders in. They all get busted. I get the phone call, and I'm thinking, you know, that we've had a security threat. We've had, you know, an issue. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, you know, what happened? And, yeah, apparently they, you know, broke the rules of good eating.
And did they get to eat the food or no?
They did not. Well, of course, they get the food in. The guy comes, you know, with this big stack of all the stuff. They've got it. They're laying it out. And then one of the camp counselors comes and catches them. They got a couple bites in, but definitely caught them before they could get.
I'm a fat guy, and I don't think I could get $10 in at Burger King. I mean, it's not very expensive. Buford, you're saying you could do that, obviously.
Easily.
Yeah.
They got enough. I guess like they got enough individual orders, like, you know, like 25 each or something for them to get it. But they definitely got in trouble because it is a safety, you know, it is a safety issue that they've got this person and they're coming on the facility and no one knows, you know, where they are.
Sure.
And they're-
One of my most memorable historic moments in college was me, Nick Rodriguez, Nicky Bones, and Chris Bezzosi went to the drive-thru McDonald's. We had a 24-hour drive-thru in Poughkeepsie. It was a big deal. And the three of us knocked out like $56 worth of Burger King. Obviously, we were very hungry after late night study.
I
But
can imagine.
this is 1993.
It's because you were a Division I athlete.
A Division I athlete. $56 for 3 people at McDonald's. Wow. It was like a 20-piece nugget each. You know,
Lord.
and because the prices were cheaper than it is back. I went to Taco Bell today on the way in.
Yeah.
Free plug.
Oh.
And it was a little under $10. And that was a value meal.
What did you get?
Number 6.
That's $10.
It was $10. It was like a chicken chalupa and something. It was like all chicken stuff. But that's fast food's getting expensive out there. Dave's in Tucker. Dave, welcome to the Mark Arum Show.
Hi, congrats.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, on the food matter, I know when I was going to Tucker High School, the big adventure was people would steal literally across the street to Fresco's, which is an independent burger place, and I couldn't figure out how anyone would ever make it successfully because it was all just, you know, right out there.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that I always thought was ridiculous was you'd look over the lunch lady's shoulder and you'd see these raw, frozen hamburger patties with grill marks on them.
Oh, God, that sounds great.
Yeah, it's like, look, it's, you know, not only does it fake, you think the kids are complete idiots. But also you couldn't order extras other than, I think, an extra milk. I mean,
Yeah, well, extra milk was always available. Yeah, it was different. So the rules were hard, fast in elementary school. This is what you got, no questions asked. Middle school, they started giving you a leeway. They're like, all right, you can buy fruit punch for $1 or something like that. And in high school, everything was a la carte. Like, you can get the regular menu, but you can also boom, whatever you want. Trying to think. Chicken a la king, which I don't even think is a thing anymore. Do you guys know what chicken a la king is?
Yeah, we do, but I don't know.
I've
You
heard
had
of
that
it,
at
but
school?
I definitely probably
It's
wouldn't
like
have eaten
chicken and gravy over mashed potatoes.
You had that in school?
It's so good.
God, you had a fancy school.
It was so, well, I mean, it looked like just, you know, putrid.
Right,
But it was so
we never even
delicious.
had that.
Like chicken and gravy over a big plate of mashed potatoes. Like just a whole plate of mashed potatoes. It was fantastic. Speaking of which, Pete Combs, rest in peace. I went to his funeral before I left on vacation, and his buddy from his oldest friend gave one of the eulogies. was a great story. So this is the guy talking about Pete Combs. And this guy was starting at a new school in middle school, speaking of schools. And he was kind of nervous, new school. He'd never been there. And his first class is biology. And in biology classes, you have those like granite tables where you two apiece, where you have a partner, like a lab partner. And he goes, I went to the back of the room and I sat down at an empty table. And I'm thinking, oh, don't let anyone else sit here. Let me just be alone. The guy was freaking out. He was nervous, 8th grade, new school, whatever. And he goes, and this pudgy kid with a Brillo haircut starts bounding toward my table. And he sits down next to me and he goes, hi, I'm Pete. I spent the summer in a fat camp. Like that was his first interaction. I was like, oh my God.
That is so good.
I could totally picture 12-year-old Pete Combs just bounding in there. Hey, I'm Pete. I spent the summer in a fat camp. That's fantastic. So I just wanted to share, speaking of schools and food and memories, Pete Combs lost at the age of 60. That was a tough loss here at WSB. So I just want to throw that in. Thoughts and prayers to Pete's wife and his family and all the coworkers here at WSB. When we come back, more of your calls on the Uber Eats controversy at this DeKalb County High School. Lil Sanjay will join us with Would You Rather, and we'll recap our Christmas and New Year's vacations, including my engagement. It happened, Longoria. You said it wouldn't.
About
it
time.
happened. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. On Twitter and Instagram, at Mark Arum. This is The Mark Arum Show.
Hey, this is Ray Liotta, and you're listening to the
No, I want this town to be near you. I stand alone. I stand alone.
Welcome back to the show and a good Thursday Eve to you. Mark Arum here, you there at 7:07, 7 minutes after 7 o'clock. This is the Mark Arum Show, heard Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 p.m. on 95.5 WSB. Gang's all here tonight, first show of the new year. Deb Green produces the show. Shlongoria on the other side of the takeout window. Low T Chuck screens your calls. Buford joins us in the studio audience. Hello, Buford.
What's up, everybody?
Old Buford and new Buford sitting next to each other. This is fantastic. It's Thursday, right? I mean, this is the period of the year where no one knows what day it is.
Right.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, it was a struggle this morning and yesterday when I was doing TV. I was like, and it's a pretty decent start to the Wednesday morning rush hour. Like, because I've been off for 2 weeks plus, and it was like, I don't even know what day it is. But today is Thursday, which means we'll talk to Lil Sanjay in just a minute and more of your calls on the Uber Eats story. But it's New Year's, Longoria, and I don't know about you if you have any superstitions for New Year's in the Chicano culture or Chuck in the Montana culture. But Deb Green's found a list of New Year's Day or New Year's Eve superstitions, some of which I'd never heard of. Give me a couple of them,
I haven't heard
Deb.
most of them. Well, I think we all know about kissing your loved one at midnight. It's supposed to be the first kiss someone you love so that you're happy for the next year.
That is the one time a year Buford gets kissed, is midnight on New Year's Eve.
Correct.
That is correct.
Is it an animal?
Oh,
New Buford, what?
Wow.
All right, it's been real. See y'all.
So I mean, that's tradition. I
Right,
don't
that's
think...
pretty. So one I've never heard of, but I guess it's pretty common, is don't wash your clothes on New Year's Day.
Really?
Because it says you're washing away any good luck.
I've
never heard of that before.
Strange, yeah. I do laundry the same day every week, so if New Year's falls on
if it
that
happens
day,
to it, yes.
yeah, maybe
I
that's
drop
why
off
I'm
my
unlucky.
laundry the same day every week, so I don't know.
Yeah.
What if someone washes my laundry on New Year's Day? Is that,
Maybe if someone does it for you, it's
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
Yeah. All
What
right.
else?
Another one is to make sure that there's food in your pantry because that'll ensure you have food all year round. So I guess
all right. So these are
pretty.
These were formed in like the 1700s.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Please make sure you're about to get ready for the winter.
Yeah.
Have all your
food in
canned food up.
And make sure it is
Can
the
those
right
peaches.
kind of food. It says make sure that your pantry doesn't have chicken or lobster because those animals walk backwards and you want to move forward in the new year.
Maybe that's why your mom didn't let you eat it till
That
you were
was it.
21.
Yeah.
Chickens
She didn't
walk
want you going
backwards.
Don't all animals walk backwards?
I don't know.
Maybe you can't have animals.
Well, all right.
That's,
Well, you
it's
have to
just
have
what
pork,
it says.
on New Year's Day.
Pork?
Yeah.
Not in a Jewish home, my friend.
Pork
Yeah.
and cabbage and, greens.
So what about black-eyed peas? Is that just a
black-eyed
southern
peas?
thing, or is that
Yeah, I think so.
Did they have that tradition in Montana, eating black-eyed peas on New Year's Day, Chuck?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So the tradition is
No,
to
I've
eat
never
black-eyed peas and collard greens and cornbread on New Year's Day.
It's just a Southern thing.
Is that it? Because I never
It
heard
never
that
happened
growing
in the
up.
Midwest.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
all
what we
right.
ate.
What other New Year's superstitions?
Same thing. Don't sweep the floor because again, you're sweeping away bad luck. Your first.
Don't sweep the floor. Don't clean the clothes. Like I think maids made these up.
Yeah. They wanted a day off.
Yeah,
and they were
People
like,
that were too hungover
Yeah.
and didn't want to clean the house.
These
It
aren't
was like,
old
you know what,
wives'
let's
tales.
not do
These are
any
old
of this.
maids' tales. So it's funny you sent me this list of superstitions because I was thinking over the break. I forgot what brought it up, but I was thinking about old wives' tales. Like there's a bunch of them in Deadwood. One episode of Deadwood, Chuck, you might remember this, where a bird flies in and dies or something. And it signaled bad luck or something.
Oh, yeah.
And then don't wear new shoes to a funeral. Remember, Johnny was going to wear new shoes.
Yeah, and he's like, you can't wear new shoes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's all these old wives' tales that make zero sense.
Yeah, my grandmother was filled with those.
0 sense. So these were all made again in like the 1700s. So I thought we could do is make up our own new old wives' tales now and just start spreading them and see if they
Make
stick.
them viral.
Yes. So like, put your thinking caps on. Let's come up with something ridiculous like don't wear new shoes to a funeral, and we'll start our own new wives' tales and maybe come up with some sort of explanation. So let me think of, I'm literally thinking this off the top of my head. All right. Toll, when you pay tolls.
Okay.
All right. Never pay a toll with a $10 bill. Something, I don't know.
That sounds pretty real.
That sounds pretty, yeah, like never use a 10 when what are you, crazy? Don't give him a 10. You can't use, so something like that. Let's just come up with some ridiculous old wives' tales to kick off the new year, to replace some of these ridiculous ones like don't sweep the floor on New Year's Day, and you got to eat.
Got to eat 12 grapes apparently, one for each month.
Really?
Yeah.
12.
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
How about a glass of wine? That's more than 12.
Yeah.
That'll work.
12 bottles of wine.
So help us come up with some old wives' tales. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk.
It's time. Now, time for Would You Rather with Lil Sanjay.
He's the guru, the soothsayer, the truth seeker, the asker of unanswerable questions. He joins us every Tuesday and Thursday on the Mark Arum Show. He's Big Sanjay, and Would You Rather. Happy New Year, Sanj.
My man, Happy New Year to you too.
And
congratulations.
Thank you, my friend. Yeah, I'll tell that story about my engagement
Right.
coming up after the news at 7:30. Any old wives' tales that you grew up in the Indian or Alabama cultures that you can think of off the top of your head?
I'm sorry. No.
No.
Oh, don't get married in January.
All right. Fair. Oh, I just thought of another one. On New Year's Day, only use duck sauce on your Chinese food, not soy sauce. So you'll have a sweet New Year. How about that? That makes sense, right?
It does.
If you have soy sauce, you'll have a salty New Year. But if you have duck sauce, you'll have a sweet year. There we go. I just write these down, Buford.
Yeah, I'm all over it.
Do some work over here. All right, Sanjay, you're going to ask us unanswerable questions. We're going to answer them in studio. Please feel free to play along in your car. A lot of pressure. First, would you rather of 2020? First question is?
Would you rather have the ability to not have to sleep or have the ability to not have to eat?
I love sleeping and eating. I would like the ability to not sleep because I could get a lot accomplished. I'm not giving up food. Deb, I'm pretty sure I know the answer.
Yeah,
on
I
this
don't
one.
need to eat. I'm never hungry.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Buford, never need to sleep or never need to eat?
Ooh. I'm going to go with never need to sleep.
Yeah.
Get more stuff done.
Yeah, and eat
Neither
more
of you
food.
two are getting anything done with extra hours. No, come on.
Probably right. Chuck, what about you, my friend?
I give up eating. It's a waste of time.
What?
Yeah, we've had this discussion before. If I could take a pill and not have to eat,
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
right?
Yes.
See, Deb knows
No
what I'm
cooking,
talking
no
about.
cleaning. Yeah.
Right.
You didn't have the meal I had New Year's Eve.
No, I
By the
didn't.
way,
but-
I went to Chops in Buckhead.
Oh, yeah.
With my fiance Maya and her friend Jenny and her significant other, whatever. And I had Wagyu steak.
Oh, yeah. I had that there.
Sanjay, you know what that is?
Oh, I know what it is.
And I ordered a 6-ounce piece.
Okay.
It was sizable. It was
like $600.
It was almost too good. It was that amazing. I was like, I don't even know if I need 6 ounces of this stuff. It was mind-blowingly good. It was so freaking good. So I love food. Lobster mashed potatoes, Chuck. Seafood tower. Banana cream pie?
Look,
Nothing?
there would be things I would miss.
All right.
But
You want a
I
pill.
just
All
spend
right.
a lot of time thinking about food. I'd rather.
Longoria.
Yeah, I'm going to give up sleep.
Yeah, of course. Next question, Sanjay.
All right, would you rather have constantly long fingernails or constantly long toenails? Meaning like a little bit too long for your comfort.
Toenails? I think that dudes with long fingernails are really,
That is
really
weird.
weird. Really, really weird. Jay Black, look at Jay Black's fingernails sometimes. I haven't
Are
looked
they
in a
long?
while. But like last year when we went to Cooperstown and we were sharing the house, sharing a bathroom, and his nails were like super long. I was like, Jay Black, what are you doing, man? Trim your nails. He might have taken my advice. I haven't looked in a while, but
I don't mind having long nails.
well, you're a girl,
yeah,
yeah.
I can get away with that, but long toenails, that's just
That's
gross.
creepy. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd have to be fingernails.
Fingernails for
Yeah.
Buford.
Both of these sound horrible. I guess fingernails.
Yeah.
Toenails, no one can see.
That's my thing. No
But
one
they
can
like
see.
dig into your toes if they get too long.
Do you remember the old Guinness Book of World Records?
Oh yeah.
Like that book shaped my life. And the lady with the longest fingernails in the world,
Curl.
they would
Oh,
curl
that's
around.
gross looking.
Oh,
Yeah.
But if you can't, you know what? I'll find it, Deb. You've done enough work already. Next question, Sanjay.
All right, would you rather have carpet in your bathroom or carpet in your kitchen?
Carpet in my bathroom. Because when it's cold in the winter, when you get out of the shower, the nice carpet keeps your feet warm. Carpet in the kitchen's just weird. I don't know. Is that a thing? Do people do that?
Oh yeah. We had
Really?
carpet in our
Yeah.
kitchen growing up.
Did you really?
Man, my grandparents
Huh.
did too.
All right. It was just like, it would seem to be, well, I guess you get stains on the carpet in the bathroom too, but it seemed like
And
those are worse.
your pot of SpaghettiOs boiling over in
Sure.
the kitchen would get on the carpet. Deb Green.
Yeah, I think bathroom would be easier. Like a kitchen, there's so much going
Yeah,
on in there.
exactly
and there's
right.
more people in there. Bathroom, yeah, I'll do bathroom.
Buford.
Yeah, bathroom.
Loti.
Yeah, I've had bathroom carpet. It's nice.
Yeah, it's nice. You get out of the shower and it's nice and carpeted.
Yeah, bathroom.
All right. Next question, Sanjay.
All right, would you rather only be able to send and receive text messages or only be able to make phone calls on your phone?
Text
this is-
messages. Text messages. I hate talking on the phone. Deb Green.
We talk all day on the radio, so
Yeah.
I don't need to talk to anybody on the
Nick,
phone.
I'm
Just
exactly
text
right.
and I'm fine.
There's maybe two people that I'll answer the phone if it rings.
Mom.
No.
Really?
Sometimes.
Wow, that was quick.
Like, I'm talking about like 100% answer.
Fiance.
Be careful what you say. She's your fiance now.
No, like 100%. I won't answer her call 100% of the time. Like if I'm on the air or whatever.
Sure.
Pete Spriggs, I'm answering his call, our boss, 100% of the time, and that might be it actually. Like
Me.
and Sanjay, obviously. So Sanjay and Pete Spriggs.
Goes without saying.
Me.
But there are times, no, I got to send Maya to voicemail or my parents to voicemail. But Pete Spriggs, he calls, I'm picking up because he provides the roof over my head. So did you answer yet, Deb Green?
Yeah, text.
Text. Buford.
Golly, why would you call him that?
It's the NyQuil's getting to me.
Text, definitely.
Text, Chuck?
Yeah, I don't want to talk to people.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to anybody. Text.
I don't think
This
anybody
means
wants
you
to talk to
can't
me.
you can't talk on the phone.
Understood,
I mean,
yeah.
that's
No
not-
problem.
Yeah,
That's all right.
That's
We're
We're
fine.
smart,
supposed to take that
Sanjay.
function off of
Yeah.
phones now.
We're smart. We
There's
understood
a
the
whole
question.
generation that doesn't
right.
even do that
All right.
anyway.
Yeah, exactly right. Was that the last one, Sanjay?
I got one more if you want it.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Would you rather hate everyone or be hated by everyone?
Everyone just looked at
I know
Chuck.
Charlie.
I was like, I kind of am both. So
I would rather hate everyone.
I kind of hate people, and they don't know it. So
Oh,
that's,
they know it,
that's
Deb Green.
fine. I'll
they,
hate
They know
everybody.
it. Buford.
I hate everyone.
Chuck, this is tough for you.
It is.
I mean, I'm kind of fine with both. To be honest, neither
Yeah.
bothers me. But I'd rather just keep doing what I'm doing and hate most people.
Hate most people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate everybody.
I mean, I don't, there's very few people I hate,
Yeah.
but that hate doesn't impact my life, even if they're
No.
people I hate. But being hated by everyone, I think, would impact me. Like,
Oh, yeah.
every time I walk into a room, everyone's like, oh, there's that. They might do that anyway. I
there's
don't know.
Aaron.
They might do that anyway. Big Sanjay is the official accountant of the Mark Arum Show. He can do your taxes. Just find him on Facebook. It's Brass Tax Accounting, or brass.tax is the website, which amazingly is a thing. Right, Sanjay?
Mommy.
Yeah.
That's
all
right. It's
Happy
a thing.
Happy New Year, Silk.
Same to you.
All right, there he is. Big Sanjay with Would You Rather. When we come back, Uber Eats delivery at high school, and let's come up with some new old wives' tales. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. This is The Mark Arum Show.
Mark Arum on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hope you're coming up with some old wives' tales. Let's make our own up. Never used a $10 bill at a toll booth. What was the other one I said?
Duck sauce.
Oh, yeah. Never use soy sauce on New Year's Day. Only use duck sauce in your Chinese food. So that one could stick. I could see that one sticking. 404-872-0750. Neil's up next on the Mark Arum Show. Hello, Neil.
Hey, Mark. How you doing, man?
What's going on, brother?
Not much, man. Congratulations on the engagement.
Thank you so much.
Hey, I had a weird rule. In 1994, I was in 4th grade in Cobb County, and me and some buddies of mine decided to get our creepy crawler machines, and we sold to like all the classes in 4th grade and we were making like 25 cents each off the little spiders and bugs that you made in the creepy crawler machines. And we all got pulled into the assistant principal's office and told that we wasn't allowed to sell things at school without a permit.
Wow, that's pretty crazy. So remember that guy I was telling you about? I'm not going to say his name, but the guy who used to buy the stolen stuff in New York and bring it up.
Oh, yeah.
One of the biggest hauls he ever had were, remember those snap things you throw at the ground?
Oh,
and they
yeah.
like he went to like Chinatown in New York and bought cases of them. So for a month in school, that's all you'd walk down the hall. It was like, as a kid, is there anything better than those things?
Oh, no.
What was the name of? What are they called?
Snapdragons or something like that.
I think they're called snaps.
They were like little like gunpowder in tissue paper.
Yeah.
And you just pop. Like if you're 10 years old, literally there's nothing better in the world than that.
Especially throwing them at your friends.
Those and the pop guns. Remember they used to have that little.
We couldn't afford those.
You didn't have the little pop guns,
we
little
couldn't afford
thing where
those.
you can pop them.
I was food insecure growing up.
Yeah.
We did, but those little things. I wonder if we could check out Amazon. I would order a bunch of those for us.
My grocery store back home has a giant display
Do they?
of them over the. Oh yeah, we got some
Like
over
4th of
Christmas.
July and stuff. I always buy them for the girls because
Yeah.
They still make them.
Oh
though.
yeah.
I would have thought like the FDA would have shut it down or something like.
They might not be as powerful.
Yeah.
Probably a little weaker than
I
they
love
used to
those
be.
things. Holly's in Cartersville. Holly, welcome to the program.
Hi, Mark. Congratulations.
Thank you, dear.
I have been an educator for over 30 years in 3 different states and probably, I think, 9 different schools, and I have seen the lunch restrictions run the gamut from not being allowed to bring anything in. One school I taught in even unplugged the vending machines.
Oh, my
because
goodness.
as I was told, if they were getting food from the federal government to subsidize the lunches, they couldn't do anything in competition. So one school would even unplug the vending machines. Another school I was in had an open lunch. Kids would just walk down the drive from the school to the local drive-in, order their burgers, and come back. The school I'm in now has announced that you cannot bring in food, cannot have food delivered. So they have addressed that with the students from the beginning of the school year. Yet the school itself has a shop. The marketing classes have a shop where they sell cookies and slushies and
As a 3-decade educator, Holly, what do you think should be the policy on this?
You know, it doesn't really bother me. It is. I do feel for the office staff, though. It is an inconvenience for them, but
absolutely.
The security systems are set up at school are such that I don't see anyone coming in that would be an issue. But the kids are going to, as you know, they will get their food in one way or the other.
Sure,
I mean, for that
absolutely.
matter, you have classes that might even have a party that they'll order pizza.
Let me give you one final parting word of advice, Holly. You ready?
Yeah, lay it on me.
Next New Year's Day, do not put soy sauce on your fried rice. Put duck sauce on your fried rice. Teach your kids that tomorrow, by the way. Let's get this thing rolling. Come up with some more. I expect one from Longoria, Loti, and Deb when we come back. Coming up with new old wives' tales. Russ in Gainesville, your calls, and my engagement story. So much to do in the next half hour. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. On Twitter and Instagram, at Mark Arum. What do you know? It's the Mark Arum Show.
Hey, this is Anderson Cooper, and you're listening to The Mark Arum Show.
Hey, do you know about the USA? Do you know about the government? Can you tell me about the Constitution? Hey, learn about the USA.
people in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, to provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
Did you see the composer and singer of Schoolhouse Rock died, Deb Green?
I saw that, yeah.
Do you remember his name by any chance?
No, I don't.
Yeah,
but
apparently he was a legendary musician. Came up with school.
all of those songs are pretty catchy.
They are very, but he had like a real career too, which was, I mean, like a real musical career.
Right.
Anyway, welcome back to the show. First show of the new year for the Mark Arum Show. Real quick, we're discussing the Uber Eats controversy at a DeKalb County high school. The school confiscating food ordered by kids. We're trying to come up with new old wives' tales, and in just a second, we'll recap our Christmas and New Year's vacation. Through the break, I gave you a homework assignment to come up with a new old wives' tale. Longoria, what did you come up with, buddy?
Let's see. I haven't thought of it.
Oh, my goodness. Deb Green, you're the executive producer. I'm sure.
Okay.
Surely you came up with a new old wives' tale.
I thought of something within my wheelhouse.
Okay.
Like, don't get a new body piercing on New Year's Day because it will never heal properly.
Ooh, all right. How about just don't get a body piercing?
Well, that's ridiculous.
Low T Chuck, I'm counting on you as the brains of the operation.
Oh, yeah,
here. Did you come up with a new old wives' tale?
Yeah, don't try to back your vehicle into a parking spot on New Year's Day.
Oh, that actually...
That's pretty good.
Don't back into a spot. Or we can go the other way and only back into a spot.
Only back in.
Only back in on New Year's Day, so
Yeah.
you're always looking forward.
Yeah.
Dude, that would catch on.
Yeah.
I like that, Chuck. You might be getting star of the show for the first
Nice.
first part of the year. All right, let me get Russ in Gainesville out of the way, and then we'll talk about my engagement. Russ, welcome to the show. It's been 3 weeks, my friend. How are you, buddy?
Hey, I'm great.
Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, all that good stuff. What's been going on in your world?
I'm at Shelly's apartment right now. We're eating Wendy's. But I wanted to tell you what happened to me on Christmas. It's crazy.
Did you order the spicy nugs?
What did we get? No, she got a baked potato and a salad.
Oh, she's an aristocrat. Okay. What happened to you? Let me hear this story.
Okay, so Christmas morning, I wake up and I'm alone, no presents. Nobody called me or anything, so I'm kind of depressed.
Yeah.
So I cruise through town, and the only thing open is McDonald's.
Okay.
So I go on McDonald's, and I pick up this girl, and she goes with me. She stayed with me for a week, and her name was Mary. So I had a Merry Christmas.
Wow, Russ, come on now. You're better than
No,
that.
I swear. I swear
that's a true
that's
story.
what happened. That's a true story.
Was it the Virgin Mary?
No, she left me on New Year's. What was it, New Year's? And then I came over here to Shelly, so I'm back with Shelly.
Well, I got pictures of Shelly today. Put that on the board, Deb. I don't know if you had the Russ Advent calendar, but Mary was there for a good week. That's a solid run for you, Russ.
Yeah, I don't know. She didn't even say goodbye when she left, so I wasn't happy with that.
Well, listen, be happy you got Shelly with a baked potato and a salad. We expect big things out of you this new year, Russ.
Absolutely.
All right, take care, bud. Happy New Year. Speaking of Russ, do you guys watch the show Shameless on Showtime?
I've seen the English edition, not
Okay.
the American
So
one.
William H. Macy, we all know who he is. He's the main character. He's the patriarch of the family, and he's kind of like Russ, okay? I'll just say that. He's borderline, he's transient,
A little.
okay? And one of the last episodes, him and his other transient buddy, they go to Goodwill, and they buy these suits for like $3, okay? And they buy these old briefcases for like $1. And they get dressed up, and you know those hotels that offer the free breakfast in the morning?
Yep.
They just go in and pretend to be businessmen and like chow down on the buffet. So I
was wondering if you could get away with that because they can't remember everybody in the hotel, right?
They did. And what's funny is because they were in Goodwill suits. All right. So they weren't exactly, like looking like legit businessmen, but they found like hotel card keys. And they would show like, oh, yeah, I'm in room 317 or whatever. But like, what a cool scam for Russ.
Yeah.
He owns a suit. He could just get a briefcase and like pop around to every Days Inn or whatever.
Get free breakfast.
Get that free hot breakfast. All right, Monica's in Ellenwood. Monica, welcome to the Mark Arum Show.
Hi.
Hello, Monica.
Mark, congratulations to you and Maya. I'm so
Thank
excited
you.
and
Thank
happy
you
for
so
you.
much.
But real quick, I do not have a new New Year's saying, but I wanted to correct Deb Green and tell her that anybody that's raised in the South, and this has been ingrained in my brain since I was little, if you wash clothes on New Year's Eve, the old wives' tale is you wash someone out of the family.
Oh.
So we have never, ever washed clothes on New Year's Eve. You have to wait till the next day, but everybody in the family reminds everybody.
Don't
and
wash.
Anybody on the street says the same thing. So check into that, Deb.
Well,
I
luckily-
hadn't heard of that one that you mentioned. That's kind of hokey.
I don't
but-
wash clothes 365 days a year. But the one you said, Deb, wasn't it don't wash on New Year's Day?
On New Year's Day is what it said. yeah.
Okay, so maybe...
Yeah, well,
Maybe there's
I'm
two
sorry.
separate
That's what I
ones.
meant. New Year's
Yeah,
Day. So
okay.
once the clock turns and it's New Year's Day, you cannot wash until January 2nd.
Oh.
Just don't wash at all. So you can wash on the 31st, but if the clock strikes midnight, don't wash
Don't
until
do
the
it.
2nd.
Can-
You're going to wash somebody out of the family.
Can you bathe on New Year's Day? Is that allowed?
Of course you can.
Okay, good.
You can do
good.
everything else. It's just the clothes
What if you
washing.
want someone out of the family?
Yeah,
What if you do want some?
What if, Longoria's
I
like, I
don't
got a
want to
couple
risk
of...
losing anybody.
Yeah,
so
I'm
we'll
with
just-
you. I'm with you. Well, listen, belated Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, Monica.
Same to you. I love you guys and love your show.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right,
Bye.
so here. Oh, bye, Monica. So here's real quick my engagement story, and then I'll catch up with you, bananas. So
Yeah, you don't care about us.
No, I do. I really do care about. I want to know what you guys did. So New Year's Eve, my family and my family's friends, we all go out to the Feast of the Seven Fishes. It's an Italian New Year's Eve tradition. I don't know how
Christmas
it's
Eve, you mean?
Christmas Eve, yes. Dag nabbit. Christmas Eve. So we go to this restaurant in Litchfield, Connecticut called the Saltwater Grill. We've gone there every year for like the last 5 years. We rotate restaurants, but this has been a good one. And we have this big, delicious meal. We had a seafood tower with clams and oysters and shrimp, and it's just delicious. And so I had bought the ring for Maya, and I knew I wanted to propose on New Year's Eve. So I excused myself from
Christmas Eve?
Christmas Eve. Dag nabbit. Whenever I say New Year's Eve in
Yeah,
the
it
rest of the
just means
story, I mean
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. So Christmas Eve dinner, I excuse myself from the table, and I find our waitress, who happened to go to high school with my brother, who was at the thing. So it was me, my mom, my dad, my brother, Maya, my parents' best friends, their husbands, and 2 kids and a wife. So it's a big hullabaloo. So I go to the bar area. The waitress is getting drinks on Christmas Eve, and I hold up the little box with the ring in it. I was like, hey, I need you to do me a favor. She starts bawling. She goes, are you going to propose? I'm like, well, yeah, but I need your help. She's like, oh, my God, I can't believe I'm going to be a part of this, blah, blah, blah. So she's like, how do you want to do it? I'm like, well, Maya ordered the lobster tail for dinner. So I'm like, open it up and put it on like a little plate. When you put the lobster down, you put the ring down on the plate in front of it. And she's like, okay, got it, blah, 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 blah. So what I didn't realize was that the other guy and his wife were there, and she ordered lobster as well. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh, no, is she going to put the ring down in the wrong plate? But she didn't. She put it down. And Maya didn't really pay attention at first because, you bring the plate with the lobster and you got the butter there. And there's this other plate she didn't open it. She just had the ring. And my brother was looking at the thing. He knows what's going on. I didn't tell anyone. No one knew I was going to do this. My brother's looking at it. He's like, is this happening? Is this happening right now? And then Maya realized what was going on. And I got down to one knee and said, hey, would you be my lobster? Because it's a friends thing, Maya loves friends. We're each other's lobsters. So she started crying. It was great. But the funniest part is, so one of my mom's best friends that was there, her parents owned a jewelry store when she was growing up. And she was wearing her mother's engagement ring. So like a gram, like whatever. And my mom was like, oh my God, let me see that ring. So before I proposed, like 30 minutes before, my mom is taking this huge ring going around the table. Look at Cheryl's ring. Look at this. It's like this 4-carat monster thing. And like she's stopping at everyone at the table. Look at Cheryl's ring. How beautiful. Isn't this?
And your mom didn't know, right?
She had no idea. And I'm thinking like, Mom, what are you doing? Like just setting the bar like up here. And then when I give my thing, it looks like, a chip.
This one.
Yeah, exactly right. So it was fun. And the waitress was so nice. She gave us the plate that the ring was in. and she gave us a free bottle of champagne to celebrate, and it was a good time. So I'm officially engaged.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We already set a date. We got a venue.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's fast.
I know. Coming up, September 5th.
Good for you.
I thought you were going to say January.
Yeah,
January.
In 3 days. So thank you. It was great. It was great. Aside from my mom showing off this monstrosity of a rock minutes before I proposed, it was fantastic. That was the gist of that was the big highlight of my trip. I drove back and forth from Connecticut to Atlanta twice. I'll tell you about adventures on that in just a little bit.
Wow.
Well, I mean, drove up and drove back. How was your Christmas and New Year's, Longoria?
That was good.
You went to Texas, right?
I did. I went to Texas, spent time in Houston for a couple of days, and then went to Corpus for a few days.
Yeah.
Nothing major.
How was the trip? It's a long ride.
Yeah, we flew to Houston, drove to Corpus, and then drove back to Houston and flew out that day. Yeah.
Travel was fine. The girls were good.
Yeah, everything was good.
How many times did you have Whataburger?
Oh, I lost count, but I think it was 5. I think it was 5.
Nice.
Loti, you went to Montana, right?
I did.
What was it? How was your Christmas and New Year's?
Surprisingly, no snow this year.
Really?
Yeah, it was a brown Christmas.
Oh, that sucks.
It was weird. Yeah.
When I went to Connecticut, there was snow on the ground.
Yeah,
but it didn't snow
Not
again.
even that.
Bosco loves peeing on the snow, by the way.
Yeah.
I took her up there.
I saw that.
Yeah, she absolutely loves it. So, were you there for Christmas and New Year's, or?
We came home New Year's Eve.
Okay.
We were there for 2 weeks, but yeah, typical Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
Small town. We shot a lot of guns. I shot a lot of guns.
Your parents just loving on your daughter?
We could not exist now, and it would make my
They
mom
don't
would
care.
be like, I'm good.
Yeah, and you fly into Billings? What's the deal
Yeah,
there?
we fly into Billings.
And then you stagecoach it to Whitefish?
Yeah. It's a track.
Yeah,
It's
no
a track,
doubt.
but it was good.
All right, excellent. Deborah Green, executive producer of the Mark Arum Show.
I was here every single day.
Really?
Yep.
What did you do on Christmas Day?
I was here.
You didn't do anything at home? You opened presents?
I went to church. My husband, which does not make sense, right? They're atheists, but they're so Griswold, it's crazy. They're all into like the big dinner and presents and stuff like that, which is kind of nice that I have to be here for a good couple hours of the day.
That?
So no, because it's at my house now.
Okay.
So I went home to that. And
did you go to midnight mass or?
No, because I had to be here at a weird time.
Oh, okay.
So, but at least I get to do that by myself.
And New Year's Eve, what did you do?
I was here.
Yeah, that's it. No
nothing crazy.
You were the hardest working person in this building.
I wish.
Well, you're here the most.
Maybe. I might be here most.
I don't know how hard you're working on the FM side of things, but you're here. Did you do anything for New Year's Eve?
No, we stayed at home.
You stayed at home? This is how old and sad I am.
You got kids. You can't go anywhere.
I had a 5:30 p.m. dinner reservation.
Oh, wow.
5:30 p.m. on New Year's Eve.
You had to be here the next day,
I did.
Right? Yeah.
I was in bed by 8:30. But it's so weird. I think it's because I'm getting older. Usually when I take these long vacations in December, I'll stay up till 1 or 2 in the morning, sleep all day. I was in bed every day on vacation by 9 p.m. In Connecticut, it gets dark at like 4:30 p.m.
Yeah. Right.
So your body's like, oh, it feels like midnight anyway. I'm going to go to sleep. So it's so weird. I'm just getting old, Longoria.
You are getting old.
I'm getting old. So there you go. All right. Well, I missed all of you guys. I truly did. Even you, Buford. Bart is in Sugar Hill, baby. Sugar Hill. What's going on, Bart? Happy New Year, buddy.
Happy New Year. First of all, I want to congratulate you on your engagement.
Thank you, my friend.
And secondly, I want to tell you about marriage. Marriage is like a deck of cards. To start out, all you need are 2 hearts and a spade. But in a few years, or 2 hearts and a diamond.
Okay, yeah.
In a few years, you're going to be looking for a club and a spade.
Bart, that is the best marriage advice I've received so far. I mean, it's the only marriage advice I've received so far. But I got 2 hearts and a diamond now. Hopefully, I won't need 2 clubs and a spade later on. I like the poker analogy, though. Good job, Bart. All right, we're going to finish up the show. Deb Green's got some special surprises, more new old wives' tales. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK, on Twitter and Instagram at Mark Arum. This is The Mark Arum Show.
Mark Arum on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Final segment of the show. Good to be back here on WSB. Full slate of shows for the rest of the year. We got you covered. Patrick joins us on the program. Hey, Patrick, what's up, buddy?
Hey, so I have the definitive on the little snappers that you guys were talking about.
Yes, tell me about them.
All right, so they're called whippersnappers.
Whippersnappers, that's right.
Yes, And so as a kid, what we would do, we'd put them in
Patrick,
our teeth.
hang on one second. I hate to bump
Sure.
you, but WSB Radio Sports Director Jay Black, fresh back from the Sugar Bowl in studio.
I heard I've been discussed on this show.
Yeah, let me see your fingernails. Have you
See,
trimmed them now?
that's fake news. That's not typical.
Do you remember a couple years ago you had your nails long?
That was a not typical portion of what I do.
All
I usually
right.
keep my fingernails nice, but yes.
Do you remember I chastised you because you
yes, you did. Which I took to heart, but I always keep my fingernails pretty
Okay,
short.
yeah, no, they look great right now.
Manicures, you just chew them.
I just chew them. See, now that's a fair criticism that I bite my nails as
Yeah.
opposed to keeping them long, which I don't normally.
As long
do.
as you don't bite them in front of me, I'm fine
Got
with
it.
that. Do bite your nails in the booth over there on the other side of the
No,
takeout
don't do
window
that. Don't
and
do that.
spit them on Longoria's chair.
No.
Welcome back. Georgia won. Surprised me.
We did. We did.
We had a MASH unit out there, and we beat Baylor.
26-14. A nice win. George Pickens tied a Georgia Bowl record with 12 catches. So.
All right, much like you do for me in traffic, I had to cut you off there,
Sorry.
Jay. Let's do star of the show. I love you, Jay Black.
Just walked in off the street. Don't even have a headphone.
Patrick, I'm sorry I blew you off as well, but whippersnappers, I got it, buddy. You know what, Chuck? Chuck came with the best old wives' tale. He gets star of the show. Way to kick off 2020. We got a big show tomorrow, Buford.
All right.
You won't be here. Good to see you, Buford.
Thanks, man.
Good to see Deb, Longo, Low T. Jay Black is back with trimmed nails. I love it. We'll continue the conversation on Twitter and Instagram at Mark Arum, Facebook, Mark Arum WSB. In the meantime, go to sleep, little baby.
Go to sleep, you little baby.
Yippers. Guests of the Mark Arum Show stay at the All Suite Omni Hotel, located in the heart of Chicago's Magnificent Mile. Chicago's Magnificent Mile.